Theme tune's gone. Can't be bothered. Episode 54, isn't it? You know what it is because you're watching it. That's it. Subscribe. Give us a like. You probably won't, but sometimes one of you will one day, and that will warm my heart. And for the 50th time in a row, the stream is also playing in my ear because I'm a fucking professional. I'm a professional. That's it. I'm going to bring the man that's on many of the podcasts right now. It is the Welshman, the sleeping man, the snoring man.
Many of the podcasts. Snoring man. What's going on?
Was I coming out that end as well? I just was coming out of my own ears on the stream. We've both got it playing. This is absolutely insane.
Had the fucking link on YouTube, and then just to read the comments, and then you come in, and I could fucking hear it on here also.
There we go. Let's aim to keep the swears out for the next 8 minutes. Then we got a very special guest today. Is of course you've seen him around all over the internet. He's everywhere all the time. Or for Pine Barrens Stratagem. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm the worst person in the world. It is of course Mr. Santa Claus. No, it's Ken Harris. There we go. Hey, Ken.
Thanks for having me.
That's right, man. What's that you're drinking again? Was it black and tan?
Black and Tan by Yingling.
There we go.
Nice. What's the strength of that? Is it like
I'm going to guess at 5.8, 6.
Is it a good one? It looks like a good one.
I don't know if they even list that on American beers.
Oh shit! No,
it's a government warning.
It's the thing that I always look for because of various alcohol problems.
Yeah, I don't see shit. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. That's the fun part about it.
It's
just a habit.
How true this is, but I think it was only in 2013 in Russia, like beer and lager only became classed as an alcoholic beverage, so you could drink while driving, like fucking Budweiser or Coors, and then it was okay. They just drink it like fucking Coca-Cola.
It makes sense. There's some weird stuff around. I was in Sweden a few years ago, and the only place you can buy booze is government-approved shop. It's one shop, and it closes at 6 p.m., so you can't buy anything after 6.
What? That's when you want to start drinking.
What you can buy in the stores is like 3% weak beer.
Right.
That's it. That's all you can buy, and you have to go to this approved place. You've got to take a passport. It's like an airport. It's really, really weird. What we did, we had friends coming over later. Excuse me. So we got our friends to bring over a suitcase of booze from the UK and just fill your suitcase with booze. And we had hotel parties. But going out in Sweden was also crazy. You know, probably £8, £9, £10 a pint for like $15. So it was an expensive 11 days. But there we go. That's alcohol talk.
When in Rome, brother. When in Rome.
When in Rome, exactly. So Ken, you've been. I've been getting through your book. I've been on it, but I'm an absolute nightmare because I've got about 100 things to do. I'm enjoying it so far. So you've got a sequel coming out as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a sequel that takes place about 6 months later in the universe, so to speak, where our protagonists take on your I'm not sure what you would call them in the UK, but basically your televangelists that we've got here in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. That are just looking to rob people silly.
Yeah.
We've not got as many here. I would call them televangelists. It is definitely more of an American thing, but we do get on Sky and stuff. We used to get the God Channel and stuff, and we had people, you know, give us $1 million today or this is going to shut down kind of thing. And people were just bidding. I'm sure some of them were probably fake on the screen to get other people to bid.
Yeah.
But it's just insane the amount of money they make. And the guys in, you know, if you just find out where he lives, what car he drives, what private flights he's getting, that's where the money's going.
Yeah, I was always fascinated by them because they're all over TV here in the States. And my old man was a drunk, was not religious at all, but would sit there on Saturday and Sundays and just watch them. And then just bitch moan and say, if I could do it all over again, this is, you know, I'd find these marks and take them for all they could get.
It's a real group. I mean, at one point I thought about starting a Christian rock band just for that, literally just for that, because I thought there are some terrible bands on the Christian circuit.
Revenue stream. Yeah.
These idiots, they're probably getting a ton of money for these gigs. You know, these big festivals they have, and they're on, you know, record sales and all that stuff. At one point, I was genuinely going to do it as a joke for 3 years, but it's a lot of work for a joke, isn't it?
South Park made a great episode on that.
Yeah, I remember Cartman becoming a preacher, but I don't necessarily remember the bat.
No, they created a band and ended up winning a Grammy.
Class. I love South Park. I haven't seen South Park in a long time. I've rewatched the older ones, but I haven't watched many of the fucking new ones.
Honestly, I'm probably 10 years behind on South Park. I love it, but for whatever reason I stopped, and all I hear is it's still good. It's still good. It's still good. So I saw one of the pandemic ones, but I'm gonna have to go back and catch up with the last 9 seasons, I think.
I haven't. I'm the same as you. I probably haven't watched it in 10 years. I mean, watched it when it first came out. My kid was visiting over the weekend, and he's like, "Have you seen the new season yet?" And I was like, "No." And he put on the first 2 episodes, and I was on the floor. I mean, they have not lost a thing.
Anything. Yeah. Just got it fucking...
Yeah, Kevin, if you're into anal, start a Catholic band. Yeah, you know, why not? Maybe that'll be 2023's vision then for me and Jamie. We'll start a Catholic band around there. Think we can get away with that in South Wales? Are there enough Catholics
definitely.
Around?
Well, we give it a go. I mean, they don't like to judge where I'm from, so we can definitely give it a go. It's no problem at all. So, Ken, I got a question as well regarding your book or the the Rockfish verse. When you originally sat down thinking, pen to paper, did you have like a trilogy in mind? Because I know you're doing a trilogy, or was it just write the first one because of your love for like Rockford Files and then see what it took off? Or
I didn't have a clue. I retired thinking, hey, I got all the time in the world now. I'm going to write. Well, I retired at the end of January. I didn't put fingers to keyboard until September. I spent 9 months doing jack shit. But no, it is. I just thought I would be one and done. Seriously, I thought I'll try to write something. I'll try to get it published. If not, I'll move on to the next stupid hobby in retirement. But never expected this. I mean, I sent them the first book, and I think it took them 6 weeks to get back to me with an acceptance.
Yeah.
The second book, I submitted it to them before the first one even came out, and it was 5 days before they accepted it. And on this third one, I was less than halfway through it when they made the offer.
Wow.
So I don't think they're that good. I think it's that they want to get me on the cheap. So before I started selling anything, they could just tie me up, which is fine. I mean, it's a hobby to me. I could care less if I make beer money or if I end up owing money in the long run.
Yeah, well, you got a book published, so it's obviously like an ambition you've probably had in your FBI brain for a long time, and obviously, like you said, retirement kicks in, and as Ken likes to brag, he's got nothing but time, baby. It's like, which is fucking great. But
it is.
So could you because when like in regards to like sitting down and writing material for comedy jokes, I've. Once or twice I've sat down and I've gone, I'm going to sit down now with my fucking laptop and I'm going to write material out of fucking thin air, and nothing ever comes from it. My stuff only ever comes to fruition when I've literally written things down on scrap paper or notes on my phone or whatever. And then a week or a month goes by. There we go. Yeah. And then you put all the pieces together. So the question was going to be, do you ever sit down with the intent of coming up with ideas, or is it just like organically done via notes and shit, which you just answered my question with your
no. It's and I don't even do that first. First, it's notes on this. Get out of the shower. I open up the notes app and I remembered something, so I just talk into it. And then when I get a shitload there, I go through it and I handwrite it all out, and then handwrite it out the second time, and then I'll sit down and try to start typing and see what comes.
Yeah,
excuse me.
It's fucking definitely like something that I have never been able to do. Even a couple of years ago when I had this idea to sort of write small little stories just for a pastime, I'd find myself sitting there thinking, well, this is how the professionals do it. I've got to come up with an idea fucking somewhere. But the best stuff I come up with, same with jokes, is where you don't even fucking think about it. It's just a thought, or you'll see something in the fucking news, or you'll hear a song and then you'll think, oh, okay, more organic than sitting down just doing your thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any right way of writing
right or
or
wrong,
coming
yeah.
up with stuff. You can sit there and plan it out. You can come up with an idea for a joke or for a chapter or a scene in the split second. I've again started writing stuff many times over the years and just never seen it through, whatever it is. And that's partly how I got into comedy, because I started writing stuff down and then thinking, it'd be better if I said it. And it just took me years to figure out that I should be doing that. But I'd like to write something at some point. But I guess if you creating anything and completing it is good, right? It doesn't matter. Like, you've got these self-publishing thing. If you get these 3 books done, they're almost like a calling card. Maybe in the future you can go, well, I've written these 3 books, and you might get another company coming in that will go, we want to actually have you on board, and or develop into a. Have you ever thought about a script, like trying to send in spec scripts and stuff, or is that
I've got a ton of friends that have said that Netflix and all the streaming places are desperate for material, but I have no idea how to write a screenplay, and honestly, I have no desire to learn how.
Yeah,
I mean, I do this strictly for fun. I mean, I've self-published 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books in the past, and I didn't care if anybody bought them or not. I mean, the last one I wrote before the Pine Barrens Stratagem was 2017, A Cold Case of Old Timers, a phenomenal mashup of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and Making a Murderer. It's a classic. It's really, it's I love the storyline, but I couldn't get anybody to bite on it. And I didn't even self-publish it. I was just like, okay, this is fine. Move on to the next thing. Unfortunately, it took me almost 4 years to come up with another idea.
Yeah. So these other books you've done, they're obviously like a natural learning curve. So you can go back and think, right, well, why do I think this one didn't work? What can I do better next time? I suppose it's just constant like self-criticism, really. But obviously, what you've done with the Pine Barrens, you've come up with something that has grabbed the attention of a wide range of fucking people, and it's
tens of people. Tens of
people. But what I mean is, you've got like Andy Anrist, Greg Chaley, and the like, who have read it and they post about it, they love it, they brag about it. So obviously for you, that's probably a holy fuck.
That is
this.
I could not sell another copy and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of, I'm a week behind, so 2 weeks ago's Issues with Andy, Brett signed off by saying that he had gotten it in the mail and he was going to start it, and that made my week. I was like, okay, I'm done. I could care less if I wake up the next morning and I get a half a dozen 1-star, 2-star reviews on Amazon. I mean, I do, because I'll cry and I'll be miserable and throw things, but
and then go and fucking order a nice big bottle of whiskey, and then a bottle of whiskey, which me and Carl can never afford.
I wish I could remember what this is. I've got this flask that sits down on my desk that I use from time to time, but I don't remember what's in it.
You just poured it into a fucking empty container and just if it tastes good, then
I like the flask, to be fair. It's like a little it's almost like a Grolsch bottle over here. We have the Grolsch.
Yep.
It's got a similar cap, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. It looks like
something than a hip flask as well.
Yeah, it looks like something my grandfather would have stashed in his piano when he was alive, just away from the ground.
I can't have booze near the deck. I can't do it because things will get out of control. As people may have noticed, I've not been drinking much the last couple of weeks, but I'm back on the wagon. I'm back off the wagon soon. I just had a shitload of stuff to do, and I found if I have an evening of drinking, that's that evening gone, and it's the next morning gone as well. I'm not productive, but. Yeah,
right there, baby.
Right there. I love the sound. I love the sound of booze opening.
Yeah. What Ken's done, he's revolutionized how podcast is going to work. It's just fuck beer in the fridge. It's just a cooler box right next to you.
Exactly. Well, I'm in the basement, so I'm not going to time out and run upstairs every couple of minutes.
That's the next move. In fact, I might even do that next week. I'll get a cooler and put it here. But when I move place, I will maybe even have a fridge wherever the podcast is set up. I'll get a little beer fridge nearby, everything set up. Jamie, you frozen. Ken, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I'm just staring at those squirrel, those raccoon eyes.
Those raccoon eyes and his dubious tattoos. Jamie, you frozen, mate, so sort yourself out. There we go. I thought it was me. Okay, there we go. Live things are always fun. It's definitely you then this time.
That was me, was it?
We were communicating fine, yeah.
I went completely fucking dark, everything knocked off.
Your dog chewing the cable.
No, he's fine. He's all right. I took all of his teeth out, so he can't do that again.
The wife's got the porn on. What's going on?
He's got the porn on.
Nice.
Hello.
Oh, excuse me.
Where was we? Yeah, Ken and a cooler box of booze.
Well, I used to have
That's it.
all the way in the back there. I used to have a kegerator.
Oh
I
shit!
ended up giving it away to somebody, so I don't even have anything that keeps anything cold down here anymore.
Yeah.
That's dangerous when you've got a quarter or a half keg just sitting there of ice cold beer waiting for you every day when you come home from work.
Yeah, it's an easy fucking rut to get into, and an enjoyable one also as well. Just
it's a difficult one to get out. I've been in every kind of drinking phase you can imagine. I've been there. And now I'm just trying to manage it, but I will have a few weeks soon where it's just stupid again, and I'll just be back with bumps on my head, and I can still feel the pain in my head from my fall at Christmas, and it's probably going to kill me eventually. You know, it'll just be, well, he did hit his head, right? 6 months ago.
He did bang his head, the poor fuck. Yeah.
There we go.
But the plan on Friday is for me and Carl to have a couple of in-person drinks because he's popping to my house. We're going to do a podcast in my place over the course of the night. So we're going to see how that plays out. We're
going to fall asleep in each other's arms and just live stream it. Wake up at 4 a.m.
That'd be pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, that's where it's gonna go. That's where it's gonna go Friday.
We can watch Brokeback Mountain and chill the fuck out. So
going back to like screenplays and stuff. Yeah, it's a completely different skill. It's a completely different way of writing. That's another thing that I've started before. I've started writing scripts and then I used to have a real commitment problem of finishing things. I've got rid of that now, so maybe I'll come back to it. But yeah, you've got to get a final draft and make sure everything's formatted properly, and you've got to get used to just thinking about describing the story in different ways, you know. So yeah, I can see how that will be if you don't want to do it, I wouldn't, you know. It's another thing to learn. And like you said, if this is a hobby that may or may not bring you some more success in the future or a new career path, hopefully it will. Then just stay on this path, I think, until you want to do something else.
But I don't think. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying I just look at it as a hobby. It's a hobby, pure and simple.
Yeah.
I get up, I do it for a little bit in the morning. That's it.
And do your thing. But you mentioned you can't, you wouldn't be able to do a screenplay, but Guy Ritchie didn't have any formal idea of how to fucking format a script. Guy Ritchie had no writing experience or little to know. And the guy has come out with some fucking incredible, you know, self-produced, self-written fucking films. You know, I wouldn't go as far as saying he's like the Quentin Tarantino of England, but he's definitely got that edge to him, and he's self-taught. He just fucking, because I think he's dyslexic as well, Guy Ritchie, if I'm right in saying that, and he's just come up with some fucking masterpieces.
Yeah, I think he had. I think it was Matthew Vaughn. He had helping him writing early on, so he was probably a writer, I think, and he just helped him.
Yeah,
get it across on the page. But yeah, it's anyone can learn how to do it, but it's just if you're motivated to do it or not. I mean,
exactly. I have no desire. I'm like, if I get up and write for 3 or 4 hours in the morning, then I'm retired. I'm going to go pop popcorn and watch a movie in the afternoon. I don't have time to learn anything.
Yeah, and streaming services are desperate for stuff, but at the same time, for everyone that gets something accepted, that's probably 1%, if that, of what gets sent in. If that, maybe 0.1%. They'll be getting inundated.
Some of it is so bad. You sit there and go, how the hell did this get made? Who put money up to make this? But
they just know what people. I mean, most people just accept shit. They just accept this obvious story that I'm putting on for the first episode and know exactly where it's going to go. Just like fluffy candy TV show. There's some good stuff as well, but it's obviously that's in the minority on all of those platforms. Especially Netflix, I find it's saturated with garbage.
Complete fucking shite, yeah. Because back in years and years ago, before like fucking streaming services and stuff, I think I'm right in saying that, you know, Hollywood and studios would basically send people out into the streets with a notepad and pen, like a questionnaire, and they'd say, well, what do you want to see on TV? Do you want to see a straight couple, a gay couple, an interracial couple? Do you want to see friends? Do you want to see enemies? Like a questionnaire thing. And then they used to take it back to the office and they say, right, we've done a survey of 100 or 1,000 people, and percentage want to see this, that, the other, and then they just fucking work it from there. Again, that's not a good way of doing it or a bad way of doing it, but I think now it's a case where they can just go on Netflix or Amazon Prime and say, well, X amount of people are streaming this, so this works. So therefore, our next project is going to be whatever the fuck. Like the Lord of the Rings franchise, they're rebooting it now. Amazon, I think, is out this year. So they've gone on the back of the success of Game of Thrones, I'm assuming, and obviously the success from Lord of the Rings, and gone, well, this is what people are still hungry for, so let's fucking give it to them. And they've spent fuck knows how much money on that project. And that's
not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap.
No.
It's insane fucking money.
Yeah.
The point being is, years ago, it was a lot more hard graft to fucking put in to figure out what people want. Now it's like, let's look at the data and fucking away we go. Fucking crazy money.
Yeah, I make sure that what I write is what I want to write. I really don't give a shit if you like it or not, because I wrote the story that I wanted to write. I had a woman today on a blog, on a book review blog, that was supposed to review my book, and basically turned around and said, it's too political, I'm not interested in it. The night before she was supposed to post a review, which is fine. It's her view. She lives in Florida. She's probably got some mental deficiencies.
Too much sun.
But I write what I want to write. Somebody asked me about writing about the pandemic during the pandemic, and would people be interested in that or not? And my reply was, if I really cared what people were interested in, I'd have put like half a dozen zombies in this book. But I don't.
Yeah,
and you're writing about what you want to, and you're writing about, you're obviously drawing inspiration from like old TV and stuff, but also the things that are going on, and the pandemic's going on. I guarantee, I haven't seen much because I don't watch too much, but I guarantee there's a million things and a million books that have mentioned the pandemic. I don't think that you know, I'm sure plenty of people would read it because it is still interesting. It's just about how you use it. And as far as I can tell so far, the pandemic is like, it's sort of a side, and like, people are wearing masks, and you're talking about the pandemic and interactions between sort of anti-maskers and stuff.
I mean, it's what happened in 2020. I mean, what was I going to say? I don't remember.
Sorry. There's probably half-second delays going three ways, and sometimes it's difficult. It's like
no. It just had to do about the writing and the pandemic. I actually one of my rejections for this book from a small publisher came back, and basically every time you get rejected by an agent or publisher, it's a form email. Hey, this is great, but it's just not what we're looking for. Keep trying, buddy. Keep trying. And so I actually got one that had some thought put into it, and it was from a small publisher. And he said, honestly, I don't know if people want to read about the pandemic, so I'm not going to take a chance on this. People, could be fed up with it. And I was like, that's fine. I don't care.
But it's personal feedback, and it's someone's read it. A lot of those standard forms, they haven't read it. They've read the synopsis, maybe, glanced at it. I know a little bit about, I've got some friends who write for TV and stuff, but they say, when they get submissions in, if it's not formatted correctly, that goes in the bin. If the first line doesn't grab them, that goes in the bin. If the third line doesn't grab them, so they get this pile and they whittle it down because they've just got so many, and then it's just so harsh. And then so they've got to like everything about it, and the synopsis has got to sound interesting to even actually read a manuscript. That they're going to have to go through so many filters just to get there. So half of those automated things, they've just got to give you an answer, and it's almost certainly going to be no, unless you do. But when you do get someone that gives you a personal response, whether it's good or bad, I prefer that as well. If someone takes the time and go, look, I don't think this is right because of this, perfect. I can either work on that or go somewhere else.
Bit more of a personal touch, but like this is complete different fucking authors. Like I remember Dan Brown in an interview once was saying the same sort of thing. He was writing books for fucking years, and then it wasn't really until he came up with the Da Vinci Code, fucking it went wild, and then people were like, oh shit, and they were buying his back catalog and stuff as well. They made a fucking film deal out of it, and he said a similar thing. Was like, I was just writing story, and I think he taught English or something, history, and he just said I was writing stories that I wanted to write for myself. It was kind of a self-help thing or whatever the fuck he said. And then out of nowhere, the Da Vinci Code, and it was like, oh, okay. And it fucking like was out of the blue for him. So these things have got a way of just happening as well. It's just,
and you never know what's going to catch, and you never know what it is about your work that's going to catch. It can be you could pour everything into one thing, and that just goes nowhere. And something you do as an aside, or something within that's an aside almost. That's what catches people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. And then something can sort of gather pace, whatever it is, whether it's a video, comedy, film, or books, writing, that kind of stuff. You just never know. If you want to do something, just do it how you want to do it. Obviously, you're going to learn as you go, and you're probably going to be a better writer at your 10th book than you were at your 3rd book or your 2nd book.
Oh, easily.
Everyone naturally just gets better at whatever they're focusing on, right? So,
yeah.
And then it's just opportunity, right? If it arrives, if it doesn't. But yeah, anything you do creatively, it's just sort of. I'm not even going to remember the phrase. It's something really simple, but it was basically work hard, do what you need to do, and then if an opportunity comes, great. Hopefully, you've worked enough to get to a point where everything's of good quality. Because it is tough. Creating anything's tough, and finishing something. To be fair, I couldn't even think about finishing a book. So it's all good. It's all good. I think it's pretty amazing just to complete something.
I struggle to write a fucking shopping list.
Some
way
days,
down. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking intense. Let alone different. I've sat down over the years. I've tried different things, but so much fucking information because you've got like your characters, and then you've got their backstories, and then you've got to figure out who they're friends with, who they're not friends with, and figure out what they said chapters ago to someone else who doesn't contradict. It's like, what the fuck? It's so much fucking headspace to take in. But that's so regarding that sort of stuff. If I can just go down that route for a minute, how have you got a way of like keeping track of what your characters have said and done previous, so you don't contradict their actions going forward?
No.
Just fucking hope it just works out.
I just keep it in there.
Just keep it in there. Fuck,
I've got Word documents for each book
for
all the characters and who they are. But I mean, only being into the 3rd one, it's still kind of easy just to realize that who your main characters are and who their close circle of friends are. So it hasn't gotten out of hand yet.
Yeah. But I suppose if they're characters you've worked on, and they essentially they're your characters, so I'm assuming you know them better than anyone else does anyway. So it's probably easier to keep tabs on. I'm probably just overcomplicating it. But
no, you're not.
Like fucking, it's like so much fucking things, so many things to remember. It's like reading a Stephen King novel or watching a film that's been made from a Stephen King novel. It's like so much fucking information in there. My mind is like, I can't keep up with this as a viewer, let alone someone fucking struggling to.
Do you do little voices for the characters? So when you're writing the character, do you have a complete vision, or maybe a random actor, or just a completely imagined person of who's playing them? Or
usually it's an actor or an actress,
right?
A famous person. And I put out a monthly newsletter from my blog every month. Kind of gives people an update on where I'm at. Hey, this just got approved and it's for sale or whatever. But I always do a character profile, and I'll have a picture of somebody famous who I thought of while I was doing it. And like this month, for the one that goes out March 1st, the character I'm highlighting is Lily Highchurch, who is the televangelist in the upcoming sequel. She's the one who has got this amazing cryptocurrency. It's the only currency that you'll be able to spend after the rapture.
Oh shit! Okay, that's cool.
Because you don't want to get to heaven and get blocked by a paywall. You want to be able to spend your money. Obviously. And like I thought of the actress, and I think you pronounce her name Lily Robb. She's been in the American Horror Stories. So I always try to put somebody famous, so that when somebody's reading, they're kind of picturing the same thing I'm picturing.
Okay, yeah. I haven't watched American Horror Story, but she looks quite familiar, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. Yeah, definitely. I would find that easier as well when you're writing. You just sort of seeing it. When I read a book, When I sometimes actually do try and read a book instead of just an Audible, but it's just time sometimes. I always visualize an actor, and it's easy if it's a book that there's a film of, because I'll just throw the film actors in there. But if it hasn't been adapted, I'll always just reading it and throw in actors that I want that character to be, like the Dark Tower and stuff.
Just throw some in, yeah. Because the question I was going to ask is, if they were going to make a film or a series out of this, who would you have to play like Rockfish? Would you go for someone like fucking like a Brad Pitt or a DiCaprio or a Tom Hardy, or someone a bit more like mature? Or like...
It would have to be somebody mature. I wouldn't even have a clue. I think
Yeah.
when I covered he was the last character I covered before I moved on to the sequel in that newsletter, and I basically just put up a picture of James Gardner and myself, and I was like, if these two fucks could have a baby, that's who it would be. I think one that hopefully that the readers will like in the sequel, I have a character named Rafael Perez, who is Rockfish's best friend. He's kind of a scammer at heart, and the person I pictured when I came up with him was Jason Mantzoukas. If you've ever watched the TV show The League.
Now the name sounds familiar though, but I can't picture the face. But he's gonna bring up a picture, and I'm gonna fucking know him straight away.
He's a comedian.
By my internet,
right? Because the Lily Rowe, the woman you mentioned previously, when I saw her face, it matched the description which you were saying quite fucking well. So it's like, okay, I can see her fucking scamming money out of suckers. Let's have a look.
Yeah, this guy from The League, right?
Yeah. The second picture is perfect.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Small, but yeah, no, that would work. The eyes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely good to have an idea of who's gonna be doing what.
100%, yeah.
I've got chairs.
And as we know, Steve Rockfish loves a good drink as well. So
he does.
He's a whiskey boy, yeah. He's a whiskey kind of guy.
He's a whiskey sour, Irish whiskey sour, preferably. On the rocks is fine. Again, part of me, and definitely part of my dad.
Yeah. There's always personal influences in everyone's bits, because I remember when I was studying drama in college years and years ago, we had to come up with characters, but we had to sort of do a biography of them as well, what they like to eat, what they like to drink, what they like to do in their spare time. And you do find yourself obviously using people influences in your life, and it was a lot of that shit. Yeah. It was put a bit of yourself in, a bit of your father, and that was an interesting little thing to do. But Rockfield, one of the things I remember first things that this guy likes a fucking swig, and then I thought, who likes to drink more, the author or the actual the character? Would you go up with would you go on the piss with Steve Rockfish? Do you reckon you keep up with him, or would he have to keep up with you?
Oh no, I'm a lightweight, a huge lightweight.
But you'd always got bottles of fucking whiskey, and you're always like, I'm trying this one today, and then this one. And
is it always over by 2 p.m.? You've had a half a bottle and then start hate tweeting.
Yeah. Just, I'm done.
Usually, if I start at 2, my wife's taking my phone away around 5.
Oh, okay.
And then the old man's asleep by 7.
Yeah, I'm better at regulating the tweets and stuff. I used to not just tweets, but texting people as well. I used to hit like midnight or something, and then just start. Here comes the phone. How I'm going to text everybody in my contact list or everyone that I've ever known, and then just wait for all those replies the next morning. But I'm getting better at that now. But it's been a real problem for years. So I get it. Yeah, phones are dangerous, especially social media.
Yeah. Well,
especially when you've had.
I've only had a phone a couple of years, so it's a new experience for me. I always had a work phone, and my wife would always be like, "You're not going to carry 2 phones around, so you don't want a personal phone." So I literally had a work phone that I carried around that had no decent apps on it up until last couple of years.
So the addiction's new. I go up and down with my use. Obviously, I tweet. I'm on Twitter quite a lot, but I can go down rabbit holes and hours. I try not to get into any kind of argument online. I try and if someone gives me shit, I tend to just like their tweet or ignore it. And if they're too much of a problem, because I think liking it's better than getting into an argument, because then they're just confused. They tend,
that's the
tend
thing.
to stop.
There's a few people do it as well, but there's a journalist in the UK. It goes by the name of James O'Brien. He's on LBC Radio, and he's like a liberal left kind of guy. I think he's great. I got a lot of respect for him, and he gets a lot of shit from obviously people on the right. And all he does is literally retweets their abuse. That's all he does. He just retweets it with a little "thanks for listening," because clearly they're listening to fucking, so he's "thanks for listening." I just think that's the best way to fucking handle the whole thing. It's like facing it fucking head on.
So we've got Zoop or Zoos, whatever he is today in the comments. I think he's about 10 minutes behind because he's talking about stuff we were talking a while ago. I think if you're live, Zoop, let us know. If not, you're just going to hear this when you paused it or something's going on. Yeah, there we go. And you've commented 100 times. So thank you.
It was a few weeks before Christmas. It was like kind of late my time, and I was like, I'm gonna go bed. And then Ken put something up on Twitter, clearly of Pink Floyd, and I was like, oh, I'll send a photo of me listening to Pink Floyd on YouTube with a drink. Do you remember that, Ken? It was a long fucking tennis game of just fucking Pink Floyd songs.
Yeah, I can remember. I forget what you were watching, but I replied back with David Gilmour at the 50th anniversary, the Fender guitar concert. He did about 3 songs, 24 minutes.
Yeah, which I'd never seen until you sent it. And as soon as it came through, I just finished listening to whatever the fuck it was, and then I put it on. And I was, this is fucking good. This is really cool.
As you can see, I'm a huge fan.
Have been T-shirt. Yeah.
I wish I had listened to them when I was younger. I mean, I came out. I was middle school when The Wall came out, and that was when I first really got into music.
Right. Yeah.
But never got. I mean, listened to The Wall, bought The Wall on vinyl. Obviously, in 1980, it was on vinyl. Were you guys even alive in 1980? Probably not.
86. I was born. I'm a baby.
I was maybe sucking on a tit in 1980. I don't know. I was around, I think.
So, but I mean, I listened to The Wall, and that was it. Radio would play "Have a Cigar," "Welcome to the Machine," stuff like that. That was radio friendly. So I really didn't get back into them until like maybe 20 years ago. And I just was like, holy shit, why haven't I been listening to this for years?
Didn't continue. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. It's they are just one of those bands that you just listen to and you just sort of they're not a band you can just listen to casually in the background. It's like, I'm gonna have a fucking session of Pink Floyd now. I'm gonna fucking relax. It's fucking like my one of my favorite. Like, I love fucking "Shine On You Crazy Diamonds," a great song. But like I tweeted the other day, is "Echoes" is my. It's something about Echoes. I don't know what it is. I think it's mainly because it's more sort of raw. It's more rough, and it's more instrumental based. But obviously, "Shine On" is a bit more studio work, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's a bit more studio feel to it. But "Echoes" is just fucking incredible, especially when they do it in Pompeii. And your beautiful description of Gilmour and his long hair and his
hair's blowing.
Incredible, man. That's Gilmour.
Even he's my favorite. I mean, my daughter realized how much I was getting into them, and it was 2015, and he was touring the U.S. And my daughter was like, "Do you want tickets, Dad?" And I'm like, "I know they go on sale tomorrow, but I'll be at work." And she's like, "Well, I'm off, so I'll get on."
Yeah.
$1,600 later, my wife and I are on the floor at Madison Square Garden watching him. And
was that Gilmour on his solo? Gilmour, yeah.
Wow.
On the Rattle That Lock tour.
Yeah, that was his latest. It's a few years old now because you said 2016, but that was his latest album, wasn't it? Rattle That Lock. Yeah, I didn't really get into that album. There's a couple of tracks I listened to that were a bit more the commercialized ones. Rattle the Lock being one of them, but I think the only Gilmour album I've listened to is "On an Island."
Yeah,
I think that's the only Gilmour album I've listened to through and through, because they had Cosby, Stills, and Nash on there, didn't they? Or Cosby and Nash, I think it was on there. Whichever ones, but it was not a bad album.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's a great solo album. I mean, The Live in Gdansk CD came out of that tour, which is phenomenal. Which we were talking about the other day, which is the last time he and Richard Wright played Echoes together.
Yeah. And then he died all right, didn't he? Cancer, the poor guy. Yeah. But what a phenomenal piano player, though, because I think it was like in Dark Side of the Moon, the song, the Great Gig in the Sky. I was watching it was the making of Dark Side of the Moon, and they were interviewing Waters and the like, and they come to Rick Wright, and he was just talking about the piano part, and he said, "Well, it's simple, really. Rather than going doot doot doot, I went doot doot doot, and that was it. It was the simplicity of what he did, but it's sort of like almost like revolutionized how you can play piano in a band, in a rock band. It was just completely fucking. All the other piano players were like, "That's just phenomenal." He was like, "No, not really. I just fucking done this instead of that."
Well, he's got that the first note in Echoes, where he just hits the keyboard, and I mean, if you watch any of the videos, he just makes that first note, and the audience just fucking knows, and they go crazy.
Yeah, they absolutely fucking know. Yeah, it's something to be marveled at. What was the gig where David Gilmour, he was touring with his solo band, and he was going to do "Shine On You Crazy Diamond," and he was in the street one day, and there was a guy doing the intro to "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" with glass.
Oh, with the glasses, yeah.
With the glasses. In Italy.
In Italy.
Yeah, and he walked over. He said, "That's great. What are you doing tomorrow night?" He said, "Well, doing this." He said, "Do you want a gig?" He's like, "Yo, Gilmour, Floyd." He's like, "Yeah, I got a gig tomorrow night. Do you want to play?" He's like, "Okay." I was like, "What a fucking great story, though." And the guy was on stage, just fucking insane. But obviously, the guy playing that in the street to catch his fucking intro is.
My main experience with Pink Floyd, to be honest, was Crystal Voyager on VHS when I was a child. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen this, Ken. Have you seen it, Jamie?
I've not seen it. I've never fucking heard it.
It's just surfing to Pink Floyd, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Because I had a friend that was obsessed with Pink Floyd, and he'd make me watch this as well. My dad used to make me watch this when I was a kid. I bet my parents have still got the VHS. So if you, I don't know if it's on YouTube now, but you'll probably love it. I'm sure it's just some dude surfing. I don't know if it's a load of people or just one.
Unique film experience. Wow.
But wild. Pink Floyd is a rabbit hole I need to get into properly. I haven't been into it as much as you guys. I love Pink Floyd, but it's just one of those bands that I need to set aside time and just go through everything, because I know some of their main stuff.
It's what me and Ken were just saying then. It's not a band you can just chuck on in the background like the Stones or Guns N' Roses. You've got
I love an album, like a real album that is so rare these days, where it's supposed to be heard start to finish, and just I like switching the lights off or turning them low, putting the music on, having a drink, and just listening. It's a forgotten thing for a lot of people now. I think you just get the Spotify, one song, skip. Let's do a playlist. I just missed the whole. Let's just enjoy this album for an hour.
So based on Carl and I talking on Twitter the other day, both of you have seen a band live that I am extremely jealous of.
Go on.
Bird Cloud.
Oh, Bird Cloud. Shit. Yeah.
We saw. We were talking to Andy Baker, and it turns out, because he was driving around, it turns out that Jamie, you saw them in like Bath or somewhere.
Yeah, I saw them in Bath.
Town called Bath. I saw them in Bristol, which is up the road, and in a tiny little room, kind of a metal. I was in a metal bar / craft beer pub. Basically, that's where they were. They were upstairs in a tiny little room. Mishka and Bird Cloud, and I guess Andy was in there as well, but I didn't know him then. I probably would have seen him, so he's that weird guy.
Because it worked out that I watched them either the day before or the day after you did. So him and Andy
they would have been up the road.
Gig in Bristol, and I was a day or so either side. Me and Keely
I didn't know Jamie then as well, so it's just a weird little thing. I was absolutely fucking hammered by the time Mishka, I think they opened for him, but I was absolutely hammered, just down in this craft beer and just smashing it in. But honestly, it was a fun gig. Guitars were being, hitting people and just wild. They were both like running around the pub. But they were like a weird. I just obviously knew him from Stanhope's podcast, and then they started doing this tour. But they were tweeting everything. They were pretty heavy on Twitter, and I was following it. And I guess me and Jamie were separately interacting with them all without knowing each other.
Without knowing each other at different fucking times. They were crazy because I like I said, me and the wife went to Bath to watch them with Mishka Shabali, and we rocked up about an hour before the gig started, and by which time Bird the both of them were just like mixing in with people, just talking around, and I was, oh hi, they're like, oh great, and they said, oh I said something on Twitter, and one of them, they liked it, and I said, oh sorry if I commented whatever, I was taking the piss, and they were like, oh yeah, I remember that tweet or whatever, it was fun. But they were completely like fucking like wired, really fucking, and they were doing all sorts of illegal substances, let's say. But they were just fucking so cool, though. They were really nice fucking girls. They were fun to be around as well.
Fun gig that I saw. Just a lot of fun. Because I just listened to the album that week and just, it's just a drinking album anyway.
That's what it is,
right?
Yeah. Mishka was a broken guy, man. He was. I saw him about a year or so before that. I saw him on his own when he came to Cardiff, and he was energetic. He was a good, good conversation. We had a good chat, and then I saw him with Bird Cloud, and he was just fucking head down like
Yeah, listen, they seem fun, but probably being in a car with them for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it is, and they just, because he's sober, right? So they're just hammering it every day. Yeah, it must have been painful. But
I've begged Baker to tell me stories, and he's like, "There are plenty of stories, but I'm not going to tell you about them."
Yeah, they're all gonna incriminate him and all 3 of the others as well, probably.
Yeah, they made a video for my wife. They were doing videos for Valentine's Day a couple years ago.
Cameo. Yeah.
And so I've got them singing "Crazy" by Kenny Rogers, which was the first dance for my wife and I at our wedding. And I was like, oh, this is really great. And there's something playing in the background. I'm not paying attention to it. And I throw it up on Facebook, and I'm like, got this for my wife. She really likes it. And a friend of mine's like, hey, do you know that softcore porn playing in the background on that?
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be porn. I just soft porn, you're lucky, probably.
Yeah.
The funnier thing was to have the most horrific thing in the background. That's a good. Yeah, they're funny as well. So yeah, sorry you didn't get to see them in their
when they were
together, right? I don't know what they're doing separately now, but I know they broke up, then got back together, then broke up again, right?
Something like that. I had tickets for them, and I have this thing where I love to get geared up to go somewhere, and then when it gets closer to it, my anxiety goes, yeah, you're not going to go. So I had tickets to see them in DC, which is about 40 minutes away.
Right.
At Comet Ping Pong, which is the place where all the conservatives think that the Democrats are eating and sacrificing children in the basement.
Oh, the good stuff, yeah.
So they played there, and I just ended up not going, and I really regret it.
That's a shame.
They aren't getting sober. I think they are sober.
There we go. It's I mean, you got to give people, if they're going to hit it that hard, I think that sobriety or death is going to come. I think unless you're Keith Richards, I think there's just a few that hold on into their 60s and 70s. But I think, getting rid of it early is probably a good thing, and then maybe fall off the wagon at 45. That could be the move, the career move.
Yeah,
get back together.
Fall off the wagon and do harmonica off the other one's undercarriage, which was I think they're fucking, as far musicians, songwriters, they are like an acquired taste, let's say, but I fucking like them. I think they're cool as shit.
Yeah, my old flatmate who I went with, I convinced him to go. He fucking hated the music. He goes, "What's this shit?" Right? he's well into his music, and I said, "No, it's going to be fun. Let's just get drunk and go." But he loved it. When we actually went there and listened to when you're there in the room, it's just fun. It's better if you're drunk, and just get into it. So it is a shame you missed them there. But what's the best live music you've seen in person? Was it Gilmore? Have you seen?
Wow. I would have to say him. Fuck. I'm old.
Yeah. Did you say you saw Squeeze, didn't you, live?
I saw Squeeze.
Yeah.
I saw the Smithereens open for Squeeze in 1990, I think it was.
Shit, okay.
Wow.
Oh, trust me, I'm old. I saw Van Halen with David Lee Roth. So I mean,
Fuck it.
that was a senior. I was a senior in high school in 1984.
Yeah.
Saw them on the 1984 tour. But Gilmore, and then, oh man, Steely Dan was really good.
Yeah. You've seen
Except
a
for
few.
I just had a bunch of drunk fucking mom and pops in front of me dancing, which kind of ruined it. But I would say not so famous, Floyd.
Right.
They were awesome. Saw them a
Yeah.
couple years ago in DC.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of I think 2 or 3 Pink Floyd tribute bands over the years, and they've all been pretty good. But the best one by far was the Australian Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Australian Pink Floyd were the fucking shizniz. But we
the Globe in town used to, Jamie, in Cardiff used to have a lot of really good cover bands go up there. I don't know if any.
Yeah, they have quite a few, didn't they? I know a few people over the years have been. There's one guy I used to work with, one of the old bosses. He used to go every year to watch a Smiths tribute band. I think they were called the Smythes, I think, something like that.
There's some great names as well. The names of tribute
Yeah.
bands are always fun.
And I'm sorry, Gilmore would be second. I'm sorry, I just remembered. I saw Bowie in 1983.
Shit, okay.
Fabulous show, phenomenal.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Bowie in any of the eras. I would have seen Bowie. Just phenomenal.
So I've got a crush on a girl, and she goes to Europe over the summer for I don't know what. And I've got tickets for Bowie end of August. She's like, "Yeah, I'll be back. Give my brother the ticket, and I'll meet you," because like the day before she landed coming back from Europe, and she's like, "I'll meet you at the stadium." So I get there. Bless you. Tickets are on the floor. I walk in, and there's like a 45-year-old woman sitting in the chair, and I'm like, and it's the girl's mom. She didn't come, so she gave the ticket to her mom. So I sat there next to her mom, who stood on the chair and danced the entire show.
Beautiful. I love it.
But yeah, it was phenomenal. It was a great show.
You didn't take the mom home?
I did not. I had no game when I was 17. Absolutely none.
No walking home, no fingering, no nothing at all.
Could have been a Mrs. Robinson situation, but that's it. Yeah, I would
probably
love to
shook her hand and said thank you, and got in my car and drove back.
Yeah,
thanks, ma'am.
Yeah,
thanks,
that would have to be number one for me. That's another one that I regret, because I've often seen these big artists and thought, nah. Even the Stones, right? Even the Stones. I saw them do. I live next to the stadium in Cardiff, and I didn't even know they were on. I just saw someone with the 40 Licks t-shirt walking past. And and the Stones are. I should have got a ticket.
But they weren't cheap. Man. They weren't cheap.
Yeah, but you can get tickets 10 minutes before the gig.
Yeah, you can
can't go,
aside.
right?
Yeah.
But no, if you go on Facebook groups for the event, you'll always find people going, I need to move this ticket now because they can't go. I get a lot of tickets cheap, but I wish I'd have done it. I just went home and didn't think about it. And then now I regret it because I don't know if I'll get the chance. I just want to see, to see Keith Richards live before he goes. It's probably, I don't know, I would say it would be soon, but we just never know. He might live to be 105.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: he died before he stayed alive, and Charlie Watts, the cleanest musician in rock history, died first. It's fucking like, okay. So Keith is still going. The best thing I seen of Keith Richards was right at the start of the pandemic. It was there was this meme, and it was just Keith Richards on a balcony with a fag and a bottle of booze, and the meme was, "Where's everyone gone?" It was just fucking hilarious. I fucking cried with laughter just seeing this meme. I just thought that's just.
Yeah, I think I remember that. He's definitely the exception though, because just everyone else got liver cancer at 42.
Yeah, completely fucking shut out their livers and all sorts. It's.
I think he got to the point in the 90s where he's just pickled. Like I'm sure I read an interview with him in the 90s that said if he stops drinking, he'll die, because everything's just so used to existing in alcohol, all his organs. If he takes it away, the body will just go, what's happening?
Yeah, they're a fucking hard group of fucking guys, man. Same with like Aerosmith though. Aerosmith are fucking like party animals. Like they've had their day. I don't think they do it much anymore, but they had their fucking.
Well, the singers tend to clean up. Like Jagger cleaned up a long time ago. I think Tyler is clean as well. But they just do yoga and drink herbal tea. It's the only way to keep because Richards has just got to sit there and hit like a one-fingered chord, but look cool. Jagger's got to dance and run around the stage and sing. You've got to look after yourself at 80 years old.
But have you seen Keith's fucking fingers now? Richards' fingers, they're like proper, like he got like the arthritis in his fingers. Like it's horrific. He's got like bulges in his. It's like, whoa, man. When you play guitar for like 50 odd fucking years continuously, it's gonna do that.
He'd done enough and lived enough by like 1989. Right? You expect if he died in 1989, you think, yeah, you've had a good run.
Yeah.
So to get an extra 30 years, 35 years out of that and still going now.
And still going,
phenomenal.
Have you read his biography, anyone? Life, Keith Richards' life. It's fucking worth the read. It's outstanding. It was one part that always stood out to me was he was talking about his son was like 13, 14 or something, and he basically took his son on tour with him across North America. And this is where Keith was in the midst of his like heroin days. And the only person who could wake Keith up like 20 minutes before a gig was his son. Anyone else would basically have the fucking wrath of God thrown at him. But his son was the only person who can go over and go, Dad, gig, 20 minutes. And he'd get up and he'd go. But his son was kind of like his little guardian angel, if you like, just like his little looking over him. It was quite.
Yeah, Zoop is like 20 minutes behind. So when you get here again, I've also tweeted him and let him know. But maybe we just want to see the whole thing. We can't. That's why we're not interacting with you today. But we are kind of. I'm reading everything. You crazy bastard.
So the last band I saw just before the pandemic was someone, again, an album I bought when I was a teen. Never thought I'd see them, especially when they were in their 70s. Peter Frampton.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Peter Frampton. Was the band Thunder? Peter Frampton. Yeah, I know. Is he bad to the bone? Bad to the bone.
That's George Thorogood.
Oh, George Thorogood. Fuck. Okay.
George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers.
Right. This is me literally
Terminator 2.
A huge fucking embarrassing ass of myself, only to the internet, but who cares? But yeah, I got Pete Frampton.
Humble pie in the herd.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was like impressively good or surprisingly good.
Phenomenal.
Was you expecting it when you went? Was you just think this is going to be good, but not this good?
I didn't even think about it. The opener was Steve Miller Band, who my wife was dying to see.
Yeah.
And again, both these guys were well into their 70s and just kicked ass.
Yeah. Fucking sweet. But they're probably the best ones to do. Like you go to a gig like that and you're thinking, this is going to be fun. But you come out with it thinking, holy fuck.
Yeah. The only time I didn't do that was Steely Dan. And that was because Elvis Costello opened for them. And I don't know. He was good, played his hits, but then he was gone. And I was just like, maybe if he had been the feature, he would have played a lot more of his back catalog that I was hoping for, but again, just checked it off the bucket list to see both of them.
Well, was Costello at a festival then or something?
No, it was Jiffy Lube Live. It's a small outdoor place here outside of DC that they take anybody. Not that they take anybody, but I mean, I saw him and Steely Dan there. My son, saw Disturbed, Slipknot, and a bunch of folks there.
Yeah.
But you get that if they're not the headliner. Sometimes if they're coming up and doing 35, 40 minutes, they'll just literally bang the hits and get off stage, get the pay packet, and go.
A couple of years ago, I think this was Hyde Park. I might be wrong, but my father and his wife went to watch. Went for a weekend in Hyde Park in London. Okay, they live in like half or 40 minutes away from London anyway, so they went to Hyde Park. I think it was Hyde Park, but they had. I think Eric Clapton was. I don't know if he was a headliner, but he was on. And my father said it was one of the worst performances he's seen in his life. He said Clapton just basically had his back to the audience most of the time. He was playing songs that nobody would really heard of. And it was just, he said it was just people there to see Clapton. And he said the amount of people that would turn around and be like, what the fuck is this? What's his fucking song?
The saddest.
One or two hits, but that was it. And one of the best bands of the weekend, he said, was Crowded House. He said, I knew little to nothing about Crowded House. And he said, I went home and I purchased some of their stuff because they were fucking great. But Clapton, he said, was a complete fucking asshole. Just a letdown. Just no interaction. Just didn't give a fuck. Didn't want to be
you never go what you're going to get, because sometimes some people will turn up and they've just had enough and they're like, you're going to get fuck all. This can like listen to half a record. That's it. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
The saddest performance I saw was Brian Wilson. It's only about 6 years ago. He got on stage. He had a piano, because mostly the camera crews were filming everything, but they would never film him playing the piano. And it turns out, when you caught a glimpse, he was just had his hands still. Someone else was playing. Had a 17-year-old kid playing a keyboard to one side. It was all this young band, and every so often he'd come on and go, that's about it. But we were like, oh, this is sad. People around us were getting angry with us. We weren't mocking him. We go, this is just sad. But so we were joking about him being like forced to go up on stage and just play the hits and stuff like on a puppet string. But it turns out we went home, did a load of research. I had no idea. He's been manipulated for like 30 years. He's had like dodgy managers that have forced him to go out on the road, stolen all his money. So I don't know what the situation is now, whether that's still going on, but he wasn't doing anything. It was just literally, he was there as a puppet. And, Brian, it was good to see him, to be honest. The music was good, but he wasn't playing anything and barely singing. It was just a weird, I think he's just lost his mind in the 80s, as far as I know. If you just go and read up about it.
He fucking lost it completely doing pet sounds.
Just had all the acid.
Yeah. He did like a Peter Green. Peter Green did the same thing from Fleetwood Mac, didn't he? Just took a bit of acid and then one day was just like, fucking bye world. I'm off. And what did Peter Green do after a long stint of nothing? Was just fishing, I think. Peter Green went into fishing and just like that was his downtime. It's acid's a fucking bad road to go down if you don't use as directed on the label. That's an old Stanhope joke. Stealing that shit. When's the third book out, Ken? So the second book's out.
Why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that, boy?
Carl, you want to say? What's up, Zoop? How far is Zoop behind now? Is he referencing something?
He's caught up. He's caught up.
Oh, he's caught up. Okay. Yeah. So go on. So we got the See You Next Tuesday coming out.
See You Next Tuesday comes out July 14th.
July, and then the
threequel, which depending on the day, the name changes daily because I haven't settled on anything yet. But currently, it's the Two Putt Paso Doble, right. And it is March 9th of 2023.
2023. You sound optimistic about us all surviving until March 2023. That's really good of you,
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
It's a fucking mess. I mean, I just sit there and watch my retirement money and just fucking go down and down and down each day. Sad.
We're going to survive until March 2023. I'm sure we will as well. It's nice. And who's your publisher again? Just in case people want to get in touch.
My publisher is Black Rose Writing.
Right.
If you have a problem with them, please deal with them. Don't be like Brett Brock and give me a 1-star review while trashing the publisher and praising me at the same time.
Oh, what do you do? He give you a praise and review and give them a 1-star review.
So he bought from them, which a lot of people do because that's where you can get the pre-orders. There's 15% off. And Brett is the man. He made that order in August when the book didn't come out until January.
Right.
A great supporter. So technically the book is supposed to print mail a couple days prior to publishing. So you get it on the date that it's supposed to come out. And sadly, he got his shipping notice 2 days after the book came out, and it still hasn't gotten there. So their system is set up. So a couple weeks after the book is shipped, they'll send you an email saying, hey, how was your purchase? How did you like it? So Brett was like, fuck, I haven't even gotten it. And he just hit reply, tore into them.
Yeah.
And it gets posted under my book.
Oh, okay,
fuck.
right. So yeah, oh fuck, shit.
So-
Okay,
And I mean, and he was great. I mean, he ripped them apart for promises of mailing and never showing up. But he's like, "Hey, this isn't about Ken. I'm fully here to support him." But needless to say, I have a 1-star review thanks to Brett Brock, and I won't let him live it down.
cheers, Brett. Well, maybe Brett. What he should have done first is jumped on a podcast with us, took his top off, and then it would have been cool. It would have been fun.
Got his head around the situation.
I have never seen a man where the women just faint over someone on Twitter like Brett Brock. I mean,
And he probably hits women as well. You know, he's probably it's not ideal. They'll fantasize. They'll just get a knock in the teeth.
He's got to have some form of fucking ills towards women. Surely it's. I remember like the day when he jumped on the pod with us on the podathon. We was talking to him. Podathon was a long fucking thing, and then Brett Brock was on for a bit, and then he came back on, and my wife just sort of like popped over. She said hi, and she went to bed, and she messaged me in bed. Good luck, guys. All going good. Happy days. Blah 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 blah. Brett Brock is hot, by the way. I was like, I know. I know.
So my wife works from home, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when she gets off at 4, she comes down and she goes, "Is that drawing guy on?" And then she'll be like, "Hey, look, he shaved today. Oh, he's got his hair different today."
Yeah. I showed the same thing. What your wife has just said. Then I said the same thing to Keely. I said, "Look, he's he's shaved," and she went, "Oh, oh." I said, "His facial hair will grow back. It's okay. It's not like he's had a bad accident and had to have a limb amputated."
I don't think he leaves the house. He said he shaved because he had to leave the house, like to go run errands.
Yeah, I had to go and run errands, so I needed a shave. I was like, no, women love you the way you are, you rugged bastard. He's a demon of a man. I'm sure he's. Did you see his fucking YouTube setup today? It's set up on. He put it on Twitter, sorry, not YouTube.
Pretty much all bought from a hardware store.
Yeah, just fucking, and that's the cheapest way he could do it. I think he said he paid whatever on lights, and the rest was just on fucking clamps, and that's a good fucking thing to do because it's like, you know, being the owner of a dog, which Ken will probably know this. If you Google like dog water bowl or dog whatever, the price is fucking sky high. But if you just type in the same thing without the word dog, it's like fucking a couple of quid cheaper. So what Brett's done is the same sort of thing. Googling ideas for, like, if you Googled a rack for a podcast studio, it'd say this is going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So he's gone, hang on, no, it's only fucking clamps and fucking poles and shit, and he's DIY'd the fucking life out of it. And he's done a good job.
Yeah,
Saved a fucking fortune.
I can't wait. He's got the book, and he's let me know that he's going to read it at some point. Whether it's out in his hammock and his short shorts or not, I don't know. But he's going to read it, and he's going to actually draw a bunch of the characters from my book. He's going to send them to me. I don't know why he needs my approval, but then he's going to actually draw them on one episode of his show.
Shit, that'd be fucking great.
Which I will ask him to photograph so I can take it to my nearest tattoo shop and have them paste it across my chest.
Yeah, like Che Guevara fucking. Yeah, that'd be fucking great, man. That'd be fucking cool. He's a class guy. He's a top fucking
Definitely.
dude. Good old Brock.
That he's not in a chat now is kind of negative points against him, but that's okay.
That's okay. Just don't leave him.
He's gearing up. He's gearing up for his own thing.
Yes, but Wednesday he'll be drawing in less than a couple of hours, probably. Wonder what he's got going on.
From Monday's show, I think he's doing 3 different versions of Jack Nicholson this week.
Oh shit!
All from The Shining.
That's right. Yeah, because he did the Shining scratch board the other day. That's right. He's going to do 3. Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever he does tonight. That'll be pretty good. I think we raided Chad Shank after that and went over to his, but he couldn't see the chat for ages, so everyone's in there, and all you can hear is Shank burping and smoking weed outside his house. But it was fun. Good music though. It was like a Coen Brothers movie. Zoop, I know you've got 100 accounts, but I've put you in timeout because you're being a dick. I know you're going to go on Twitter and make memes and shit. I don't give a shit.
What's he done? I closed Twitter down.
He's just writing silly shit in the chat.
All right. How's
What I hope though is that the timeout is only 5 minutes, because I did it on the podathon to someone and it just seemed to have blocked. It just seemed to have blocked them. But
No,
I
in
know
the chat it says for 5 minutes.
Yeah, good. You'll be back in 3.5 minutes.
Zeus kill it.
You're probably headbutting the screen at this point, but just behave a little bit, Zuby. Don't mind a bit of banter, but don't write ridiculous shit, because the channel writing stuff like that affects the channel as well.
Yeah, I can't see what he's written because my fucking feed only goes to 6 p.m. So I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know now. Maybe
It's okay.
No, the messages I saw have disappeared. So maybe he deleted them, or when I put him in timeout, it kind of disappeared.
Yeah, all I can see is sushi. It's all right, sushi. Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. And then, sorry.
I think basically it was calling me a nonce, basically. So it was like
calling you a nonce.
Yeah,
hey,
that's his whole gig.
He ain't no Prince Andrew.
It is his whole gig. But I will go back in time and fuck you when you were a kid, though, Zoop. All right, if you're watching this back.
Yeah,
if I invent time travel, I'll fulfill your prophecy for you.
Yeah, I'll take your front teeth out while you're awake and put my dick in your mouth.
But hey, YouTube, that was a script written by Brett Brock.
Brett Brock.
It's an absolute joke.
I agree. Yeah, it's a Brett Brock scripted joke. Everything we do from here on out. We've done it a week or so back. We just basically Carl said something or I did, and then we just went, "This is a Brett Brock scripted joke." That's it. So Brett Brock gets the fallout for any negative shit that goes on. Fact. That's the way he's gonna be. And if he got a problem, hey, he can fucking sketch it out. Sketch it out, you pig.
It is a good setup with the top-down camera and stuff. Though, looking at the sketch, I love it.
Yeah,
I love seeing that.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
got a good fucking system going. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I can't wait to get some monies together so I can play around with this room and get some fucking decent lighting and stuff as well. It'll come.
All the different techniques. Yeah, once you upgrade your camera, that's what I did. The lighting is such a difference. This room's dark that I'm in now. It's just I've got a light here, and it just lights it pretty well. So
I just like to get out of the basement at some point.
Yeah, but you've got a good little man cave going on because you got a fucking pool table down there as well. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a pool table. The pool table around the corner over there, and then the TV, the big screen and couches are over there. No, there.
Fucking class. That's what I need.
My wife works on the second floor, so I got stuck down here in the basement.
I love that. That would be my fucking dream. Just have a house with I got a spare room now, an old garage conversion, which is fine. It does the trick. But I love something a bit more. I don't know. Let's just say dug down into the ground by about 20 feet, like a whole old shipping container in there as well. Mm-hmm. Like I can let people in and out as I please, like a doomsday shelter. So I ain't got to do nothing or see no one. I might let the kids in now and again just to say hi.
I saw some people building hobbit shelters in their garden during the pandemic and stuff. They make an actual hobbit hole in the ground.
Yeah, that's fucking round. Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But it's also out the way.
But it's cool. There was a guy in the UK. He done what I just sort of described. Then he basically built himself like I don't like the term man cave, but it is what it is. Built himself a man cave, but he dug in his back garden. Do you see that, Carl?
That's right, Kelly. Very nice.
Down and just created this fucking.
I think you might show me. Someone sent me. Yeah, I think I did.
Oh my god! You want to see this fucking thing? It's amazing. Huge TV. He had a bar in there as well, all running water, electrics. It cost whatever the fucking cost, but I think it was cheaper than actually building an extension onto his house or something. So it was like, it's not too bad. Like dig down, baby. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
I agree with you. So
I'd be happy if I could just get a decent background here, other than a bathroom door and a dehumidifier.
That's all right. That's all you need. Just I got this hippie shit behind me because it just just blocks out the fucking boring paintwork.
Yeah, I had blank walls for years, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy a cheap space tapestry and put it behind me. It'll do for now. It's kind of I'm getting used to it now though. But I'll when I do move in the summer and stuff, I'm going to get a better setup all around and get something going on, get a better space to work in. But we'll get there eventually. We'll all be upgraded and in state-of-the-art studios within months or not.
Within. Brother,
I'm dying.
it's all gonna come.
I'm dying. I think today.
All we got to do is join the FBI, retire after a long length of service, write a book, and it will come. That's all we got to do.
Yeah.
It's all we need to do, baby.
30 years seems like a lot of work though.
32 years was a pain in the ass.
32, yeah. Wow.
I fucking bet.
Yeah, but I went in right out of college, so when I took my early out, I was 53. So, and like I had lunch with the guy who replaced me a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "So you've been out for 2 years? Is this it? Are you gonna get a job and do something?" I was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, I worked all my life. No way.
If you've got the opportunity to do fuck all, once you've put the shift in, that's just
I have no desire to take that Norwegian fucking cruise every year. I don't need to get a job just to pay for that. I'm good. I can pop popcorn, watch the Rockford Files, and I'm happy.
Yeah. But you pump that much fucking time of your life into a specific job, and then you get the opportunity to like retire and like live comfortably with it. Obviously, live comfortably is one thing, but then, like you said, people just want these annual cruises and do whatever the fuck they do. But if you can cut out certain things, then you got a good lifestyle, and the chances are you're likely to live longer because you're not. It's like fucking insane. Like people just want too much out of their time, which I get it. But then you got to work harder, you got to work more to have more money to do this, and then you retire later on in life. And then the time you retire with a good pension, you can't do fuck all because you're practically waiting for death to catch up with you. It's like, just fucking chill. I think you've got the right idea. Definitely.
You know, technically my retirement date is October 23rd of this year, and I look back and I'm like, so glad I left early because I could have never made it till now. Never.
Yeah.
You got too many idiots above you, and
a lot of fucking.
As I get older, I can't hold my tongue, so it's just better. I mean, I got tired of being pulled out of meetings going, "We're tired of watching you roll your eyes when somebody else speaks."
Yeah, that attitude only lasts so long, I suppose. But then it's that thing of like, if do you sit there and just eat people's shit, or do you just make it known like I don't give a fuck? Just right. Good idea. Get the fuck out of Dodge while you can. I like it. Age 57.
Yeah, Kevin, 32 years when he hits retirement at 57. It definitely does sound like a long time. Yeah, and then you just want to do nothing, roll around, do whatever you want to do.
Do what the pigs do. Yep. Just roll around in your own filth if you want to. Just do it as long as you're happy. Just loving life. You're back.
I'm back. I'm old. Back. Got a monitor that won't stay straight.
Yeah. What chair? Have you got like a specific decent chair, or do you just like drag one down from the dining table and just that'll be
a dining room chair special.
Oh wow, yeah. I sat on one for like a year, and it really fucked me up in 2020 when I first came home from the pandemic. And I upgraded a bit, but even this is doing my back in a bit now, so I'm gonna have to do something else, get some sort of ergonomic bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a tiny desk, I've got a shitty chair, and I keep telling myself I'll upgrade whenever we move. So hopefully another 2 years, I can get out of this basement.
Yeah, so you're looking to move. You're gonna get rid of your little beautiful outdoor garden as well. That's gonna be someone else's. That's that's a bad thing.
I mean, my son moved out a couple months ago. My daughter's getting ready to move out. I got 3,600 square feet for two people is just way too fucking much.
Yeah.
Not to mention the cost of living just outside Washington, D.C. sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
So once she goes, my wife is able to work from home, so we can pretty much try to find a little cheaper place to live.
That'd be cool. That'd be fucking bro. So you got more money for David Gilmour concerts, more money for fucking booze.
No. And once I sell this house, we've already decided that pavilion outside, we're going to build a replica of it wherever we live.
Oh, fucking beautiful. Yeah. That's a perfect fucking spot.
Hopefully it's somewhere near the water.
That'd be nice. Yeah. You any plans to move to Bisbee, Arizona? Out the fucking way?
I'd love to. It's super cheap. Looking at housing out there. But my wife she's an East Coast girl. She wants to be near the kids. I don't ever see the kids leaving the East Coast.
Yeah.
Plus, if I move out there, then
I
don't
wouldn't
know
want to live there.
I don't know anybody. It's not like I'm going to get that Sunday football invitation to the fun house, or I'll just be staring over the fence, looking in.
Yeah,
You're in the desert. You're right by the border. There's probably trouble afoot there at some point.
It's gonna be fucking pending. It's
a cool little town, Bisbee. I was there a few years ago, but it's a cool little town, but a weird place as well. It's kind of artists and then like killer biker gang. Sorry if I can talk. And I did walk over the border there as well, down at NACO. It's about 12 miles south, I think. But it's just an odd little place. But it's cool as well. You know, I can definitely see the appeal. But I think if I were to be someone like that, I think at some point I'd be like, I need to be somewhere else. There need to be more things around. It's only 2 hours. It's 2 hours south of Tucson, isn't it? Because we drove down from there. But
I'd like to visit it one day, but I'm an East Coast guy. In a perfect world, I'd like to live in Philadelphia, but that'll never happen.
Philly, but you want somewhere near the water? You said, yeah, like a lake house, the sea, or
the sea. We're probably going to move to Eastern Virginia.
Okay,
and just try to get a house on the ocean.
Yeah,
being by the water for me is pretty. That's going to be in my future as well. I love the ocean, the water. I think I'm definitely gonna have to spend some time there as well. It's definitely a goal to have.
I agree. I love the sea. I love the sea, especially on a fucking stormy day. Like UK seaside resorts, I'm a bit like they don't really do it for me. Some do, but for the majority, I'm a bit like it's something. It's like when the only thing that's ever really nailed it for me is Morrissey. Every day's like Sunday. That's what.
Every day like Sunday.
Like, yeah, seaside towns for me are that song. It's like fucking they frustrate. There's some beautiful places in the UK. There's many, but it's just this thing. I just like I don't know. I get this horrible feeling coming home from them sometimes. Like I don't want to be near these people or near that town again. It's just don't know why. What it is just that I think I'm an uncultured fucking swine. That's my problem because Katie, my wife, loves seaside towns and on the coast. She loves Cornwall, Devon, all these places, and I think they're okay for like maybe like 2-3 nights. But anything other than that, I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah,
no way. Let's go.
Now we've moved 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th move, and I feel bad because I promised my wife when we moved for the 3rd time that was it. That would be our final move. I basically conned her into 2 additional moves, so she gets to pick wherever we end up next.
Oh, okay, that's fair. So you think you say, "Love, we're gonna move," but you got to pick where we go. That's fair.
Yeah,
because women like to pick things. That's also what you should do before you go. Like behind you should carve into the wall. Ken Harris was here, and then so was Red. And then paper it over. Poor bastards.
Excuse me.
You burp away, brother.
What's the plan? You got writing tonight, is it, Ken? Or are you just eating and drinking now?
I did this morning. I probably owe myself another 500 words, so I will probably, when we finish here, have a cigar outside, then come back in and try to jot down the rest of the scene.
Yeah. 500 words. How long would 500 words take to carve out, roughly, for you?
Oh, anywhere from it depends if I'm on a roll, half an hour to an hour and a half.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I suppose it's not like a. Yeah.
It's basically a page, isn't it?
About 2 pages. I mean,
it's double space.
It's not like you're trying to come up with it. You've got notes to play off of. So.
Yeah.
So what about drafting and stuff? So I assume you go over stuff again, like you get a chapter done. Do you just go through it and then go through it again, or do you do it chapter by chapter and try and get it finished?
Yeah, I don't look at it again until I finish.
Right.
And then what I do is I'll print it out and go through it with hand edits, and then I'll read it for a 3rd time on the screen and make edits, and then I'll send it to my editor.
I was just gonna say that's a lot of work. You pay like a publisher and an editor to do that. Just fucking send it over. Tell me what I can do, bitch.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So not sure how much longer you guys want to go on, but if it is, then I can run upstairs and grab another drink if you don't mind.
We can go a little bit longer if you want. We probably will wrap up soon. If you want another drink, if you can get
if you don't mind.
In. Yeah, go for
one.
it. We just bump you out and then bring you back in. Nice. Yeah, we probably won't go too much longer, but we'll get in. Do you know what? I wish I was like had cocaine and booze and I could just go crazy here right now. That would be nice.
Fucking ape shit. Yeah.
I might go and grab another drink when he gets back.
Yeah, you do it. You deserve it. What have you got in the house? What beverages do you have? Oh, just a thought as well. Get a beer. I'll get the beer in for Friday because you don't want to be carting beer down, and I'll make sure it's cold as well. Just
see whatever's going on. Yeah, if you want to do that, or if there's a shop nearby. But I'll bring a bottle of something nice, and then we can
train from Cardiff and it'll just be too much fucking weight to carry. So I'll get beers in. I'll make sure they're cold. Let me know what you don't like to drink, and I'll make sure.
I didn't give a shit, mate. Honestly, if it's beer, whatever. Cool. Shove it in. It in. Remember to keep
let me sort the beers in the mixer. I'll get soda water. I'll get tonics. I'll get mixers. I'll get beers in, and
we'll do all that. It's what people love to hear. The organisation of other events. They do. They love it. They absolutely love it.
We are keeping it real, Carl.
Whoa! Look who we have in the house. Here, cheers to you, Husky boy.
Cheers to you, Husky.
Oh, the nipples are out. Let's not do. Let's leave that. Come on. We don't want that on air. Unbelievable. That's only after many
This
whiskeys.
is for the Brockmeister. This is for the Brockman, baby.
How are we doing tonight, Brett? You have written anything offensive that we've said? You've written Zoop's comments for him?
Yeah, you piece of shit. Brett Brock is a fucking bad man. He's a bad man. Is all Brett Brock.
There we go. We've got Brett Brock in the house.
Brett's in the house.
That's right, Kevin. This is what Twitch is all about.
Yeah. Brett Brock popped up then with a little shit. There you go. How's it going, fellas?
It's going well. I guess you're getting ready for your artistry tonight, more Nicholson, is it? Brett, we'll come and we'll definitely be on to watch you in 90 minutes. So after I've had some dinner.
Some people like Brett are artistic, and then there's people like me and Carl, which is completely autistic. It's
good man.
All is well here, baby.
Glad to hear it, Brett. Glad to hear it. Get your pencil sharpened or whatever you're doing. Your crayons in. I don't know what.
That's paint by numbers. My name is Brett Brock, and I paint by numbers. I've literally fucking neglected Brett Brock's fucking Twitch stream the last couple of days for no other reason other than I've been busy working on my fucking set for tomorrow night, Brett Brock. It's been a busy fucking couple of weeks, man. This fucking house is just non-stop, just doing nothing, but doing everything, but seemingly nothing as well. Like going around in fucking circles, doing the same. This is what the fuck. And time is just fucking gone out the fucking window. 1.5 hours away. That's right, Brock boy. It's good to see you. Nailed.
There we go. That's I just remain completely silent. So if anyone ever does listen to this and doesn't watch it, it won't help them at all. But Brett said some stuff in Brett language. I'm going to say it's Brett language. I was also speaking to Zoop on just ironing out things with Zoop Skillet as well. I kind of hated him on the podathon, and then Stanhope said, "Oh, that's just Skillet. You know, he's known." And then I grew to love it, and then he's just a bit annoying, and it's like all my main concern on here is YouTube looking through chat and pulling us up on stuff from the chat. That's all it is. So I like the little sin bin, the little 5 minutes, and I will be using it. I will be using it. I don't want to be blocking people. Apart from those weird Russian bots that just do like 3 things in a decimal point. I'm just going to say Russian bots.
We might need those Russian bots on our side because when Ukraine are finished with Russia,
Yeah, we switched sides.
Hey, Zoop's got a 1-minute podcast that is damn good to listen to.
I listened to the first one the other day. I retweeted it for him. Listen, I'll always promote Zoop. Yeah, I was surprised because it said there was an interview with his brother or something, and then it was like 2 minutes long. I think, what's going on?
Sweet. Yeah, he seems fucking reasonable enough.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he gets involved on Twitter with us. You know, he's all right. He's okay.
Yeah, no, he's been good. He's been liking and sharing stuff as well. So shout out to Zoop as well. But yeah, I'll listen to more of his podcast for sure. Can't remember what it's called. It's something radio, isn't it? It's Zoop Radio.
Zoop.
I'll have to dig it out. There we go.
Something
It's not a very good.
Just something radio.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you still on the same beer, Ken? Still black and tan, is it, or you switched it up?
Yeah, no, I bought a 12-pack, so I'm good.
Nice. There we go. Yeah, I like to stick. I do sometimes mix my beers up, and sometimes it messes me up. Sometimes I like to change it up, and sometimes the hangover for me, I don't know, if I'm mixing too many things together, my body just rejects it the next day.
Oh, you got to get into your 50s. The hangovers go away.
Oh well.
Since I turned 50, I don't get hangovers. It's the best thing ever.
Well, they've got worse and worse and worse through my life. So I don't know. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's a
I had 2 weekends. For what was it? In the last month, I've had 3 bad fucking hangovers, like really, really ill, to a point where I'm being sick and the vein in my head is pulsating. One hangover was severe. It was so bad that I couldn't do a fucking podcast with Carl and fucking Martin.
And that was at 6 p.m. the next night.
Yeah.
In fact, that was after the Brock 50th episode. That was after that night.
Me and Carl done a Brett Brock 50. It was me, Carl, Brett Brock on the 50th, and then it was fucking crazy.
But we stopped at like 3 a.m. I think it was 3 a.m.
Yeah, we stopped at 3 a.m. and the Jackie Martin pod wasn't until 6 p.m. our time, so enough time to stay. I was in bed watching Carl and Jackie on the podcast, like curled up, fetal position. I was shaking.
You don't understand. You don't understand how I felt doing that. I kind of felt awful, but when we started, it was fine. The adrenaline was going, but then as soon as I'm tired and my voice is scratchy. But as soon as we stopped, I immediately just I just crashed. Man. I think I ordered these fucking beautiful nachos from this Latino place, like pulled beef nachos and an enchilada, and I just fixed it that way. But I had zero energy after nothing. At 7 p.m. that night, I was just
completely fucking drained. Yeah.
That was a heavy one. But they do hit me. You know, I probably drink a couple of times a week, but they do. If I go too far, it will hit me the next day, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was horrific because I was up until about 4 p.m. ish. Every now and again, I'd message Carl. I'd say, "Look, I'm still feeling rough, but I'm going to get my head into it." And you just replied back. You said, "Look, buddy," you said, "Dude, just fucking sleep. Just stop drinking and sleep." I was like, "Okay." It was horrible. Brett, Carl, explain to Brett Brock. He writes all of our stuff. Brett is responsible for every word.
Oh yeah, Brett. Sorry, we've been telling everyone that you just write anything that we say that's terrible. We're just telling everyone that you write it, and it's a scripted show.
And thanks to your poor writing, I sent Ken the script, and Ken couldn't make it out, so I had to translate as to what Brett had written, so Ken could read it correctly. It was terrible writing, Brett. This is, Ken's got a bad neck from whipping back and forth between the scripts and stuff.
I got a bad neck from my wife waking up every morning, telling me that, "Oh, I dreamed about Brett Brock doing this and that." So tired of it.
Yeah.
Jamie made a joke about well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but about a toy shaped like Brett Brock, basically.
Yeah, probably.
I might buy you one. I might buy you one for Christmas.
Yeah.
Get a 3D printer and go to town.
Yeah. Did you pee yourself? The bed sheets are wet.
Hangovers have got easier. Yeah, I do. I was doing water while I'm drinking a bit more now, but then I need to pee more in the night. It's just a horrific balance.
Yeah. My father stopped drinking. He's 65. How old's my fucking dad? He's got to be like pushing mid to late 60s now, and
in his 70s.
He stopped drinking a couple of years ago, He went to the doctor. They said, look, you know, your liver's okay, but you should really fucking cut down the booze. So he did. Smokes a lot of weed to compensate. But you know what? He said drinking were the best times of his life. But now he's stopped and just smoking a bit of weed. He said, I don't miss the booze. He said the times I had drunk were outstanding. I would never change it for the world. But being sober, he said, and just smoking a bit of weed, he said, great going out with his mates pissed up, and he's just sitting there going, "Oh, this is what I used to fucking do." And
sobriety is always in the back of my mind. I mean, it's not going to happen. Don't worry about that. Not for a while, but it's always in my mind because I do know a few people that just knocked it on the head at one point, and their life seems fucking together, and they've got it, and you've got to take up something else. But I can't. I love drinking so much, and I know I've been a pussy the last couple of weeks on and off. But don't worry, it's coming back.
It's the best thing in life. I mean, I know that my sister and I have had discussions about my dad, and we know it's hereditary, and you always wonder if you're going to hit that tipping point. But I mean, fuck, he drank whiskey from the minute he got home to the minute he went to sleep, all day on the weekends, and never missed a day of work. So what the fuck's the problem?
Yeah.
That first drink for me, the first sip of a cold beer in the summer, a whiskey, or whatever it is, that first drink is, you get the first one in. The second drink is just an extra bit of cushion. But then we can go the third. It's nice. And then you've got a decision to make. You're at the crossroads. Do we go to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or do we knock it on the head here? But yeah, I can obviously still go. I can put a lot of booze away, but it will hit me 4 times as hard as it ever did. Twice on here I've done too much Buffalo Trace one night. That's where the accident happened. And then too much. I drank a whole bottle of Tito's vodka as well one night. And I hate myself for doing that.
Yeah,
it wasn't good. It didn't end up good. We had to cut it off to 3.5 hours. But it was strange times. Will it happen again? Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Probably. Will it be Friday? Probably.
Yeah.
Well, Friday's a bit easier because we're actually doing 2 streams on Friday. We're going to do like 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go for a couple of hours. Then we're going to break and go and eat. And then we're going to come back an hour later or whatnot. So it'll be a break in the middle. So you're not going to get like an 8-hour ridiculousness.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Do we get a waitress on Friday later on or not?
I should imagine Keely can just
Man,
shut the fuck up and keep her feminist views to herself and serve us.
Just be a Tracy, right?
Yeah, just be a Tracy, bitch.
Make the drinks.
No, yeah, I'm sure she can fix us up basic drinks. But bearing in mind, what happens, Ken, is if I'm sitting here for a beer and I was like, "Oh, can I have a beer, please?" Either Keely, the wife, or one of my 2 kids will bring a beer in, no problem. Mm-hmm. But if I say, "Can I have a vodka tonic?" it's always like slapstick, like tonic dripping down the sides, and it's like 1 cube of ice so it melts easy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like no effort whatsoever. So I throw it at the wall and make them get me another one.
Go on. I was just going to say, Kevin, you go, Ken. You go.
No, I'm stopping. I'm not saying a word.
Ken's going to go in 8 seconds time. Kevin, alcohol to lump sore legs, feet regularly. You hike a lot, right? Beer is fucking awesome. If you're exercising a lot, beer is really good. It just relaxes. Get those muscles relaxed.
Yeah, okay.
Not for like complete sport recovery, but just 1 beer or 2 beers after you've hiked for 10 miles or something. It just sorts those legs out a little bit. It just relaxes you. Then you get in the bath, get the massage going, and then get drunk again.
It's called being tipsy. But drinking in the bath does a fucking good job, mind. If you like a nice bath and get a glass of wine or a whiskey or a beer or a cocktail, any drink really, just fucking in the bath, get a podcast on, get a drink. It's just fucking nice. It hits you quicker. Nothing like a cold. Yeah.
Your kids are younger, right, Jamie?
Yeah, I got a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So mine are going to be 28 and going to be 24, 25. I absolutely love going out and drinking with my kids. It is the best.
I fucking can picture it now. I'm not wishing the time away, but I can just see it happening. Being this is fucking good time. I bet did they give you like a new lease of life as well? It just like you go out, you was talking, shooting the shit, and it's like yeah.
We all decide that the wife will be the designated driver to get us home.
As you do, yeah. That's the way of the world. That's brilliant. That's fucking class. So you got a 24-year-old and a 25-year-old.
Let's see. Hold on. 94. So my son will be 28 next month, and my daughter will be 25 this summer.
Yeah. And that makes you feel a little older than when you start this podcast because you're reflecting on it. You're like, oh shit, they are pushing 30.
They are great kids. I can't complain.
Yeah.
They've love drinking with them, love hanging out with them. My son just moved out, so whenever he comes back, it's an actual visit now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we got a good relationship with our kids too. We enjoy being around them. They enjoy being around us. We all know when it's time to give each other a little bit of space, and we just show off to different rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say nothing, but it's just those moments of like, I'm gonna go and fucking work on a set for whatever, and then the wife will go, I'm gonna go upstairs and watch TV. It's no where you're going, what you're doing. We just all know our routines, and it's great. But we all get on quite well, which is weird considering where we live, because usually every family's kind of broken from where we are. But we all get on quite well.
Are you going to be the fun family though when they start drinking and bringing mates around and stuff? You're going to be the fun dad, right? You get some beer and stuff.
Yeah. Why the fuck not? My daughter's had a couple of, my boys also had a couple of sleepovers, but when my daughter has sleepovers, is a few more of her friends because they're all older. They got like a big clique of group, like a group. So if you invite one, you've got to invite that whole circle. With my boys, lot, it's not so bad. His friends are kind of, they're boys. They don't give a shit if they get invited or not. But with the girls, it's like, well, you invite one, you got to invite the others. But they're all cool. They're level-headed. They're fine. So we went out a few weeks ago. Millie had all of her friends over. We went out for some booze and some food. And we come home, they were all in the room just fucking spaced out, watching fucking TV and just chilling out. We walked through, let them fucking tour. They had the run of the house, and we were confined to the bed for the night. But that was cool with us. They were respectful as well. But the plan is to be, do things safely and securely in the home, and don't be fucking idiots. But so far, they don't drink when we're not here because they're too young, and I won't allow them to drink booze or whatever until they are of a legal age. But when they are of that age, it'll be a safe haven for them just to fucking chill out and be respectable.
Yep.
Time to time.
Totally agree.
If you're gonna do it, just do so. Just relax, just fucking chill out, and then hopefully by that time, me and Keely will be able just to fuck off on our own for a weekend and say, "Kids, there's the fucking keys to the house. We're going. Where you going? I don't know. Just don't burn the house down. No, we'll take the dog for a camping trip and then just leave them fucking to it." But that's like, I'm 36 now this May, so like my oldest is 14, so we was young having kids, but that's the beauty of it, which is now we're grown up now, they're grown up with us as well. So a lot of friends and family members now are about our age, only starting out families. So it's like, oh shit, we're going to be, me and Keely, pushing our 40s, and our kids are going to be old enough and self-sufficient, and we're going to be like, bye, we're off for the weekend. And family members and friends are like now starting they're having kids. It's fucking wonderful, because we was getting years ago like, oh, you ruined your life, you had a kid at 19. But now it's like, you've ruined your life because you had kids at fucking 33. It's like
by the time it's over for them, they're like 65.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So we got this whole fucking plan. Me and Keely be planning things like little pipe dreams, and the kids would be like, "Can we come?" Nope. Why? Because you'll be 21 and I won't give a shit. It's like, I'll give a shit maybe when you have, give us grandkids, but until then, you're on your own, sweetheart. Just let me know how much college is or university. I'll pay the bill. Just leave me alone. So we're gonna live our life.
The road trip's coming in about 5 years then.
Oh, mate, yeah, we got a plan. We want to do Route 66 and all that shit. Just me and Keely. If they want to come, they can come, but they'd have to have their own RV and
Yeah, that sounds wild. Yeah, there's so much of the states I want to see as well. Every state is like a country to us anyway, because the UK is so fucking small.
Really small.
Everywhere I've been to like 4 or 5 states, I think, and everywhere's been really different, or even little regions within states. So yeah, I can't wait to get back. Really, it'll be fun. I'm gonna check out some parks, check out some hiking, and then probably some accidental wild times in various cities as well will arise over the years. I love it. I love it. I've definitely missed traveling the last couple of years.
Not much for traveling. You ever been to the UK, Ken, or Europe anyway?
Does a stopover in Amsterdam count?
Yeah, it's
the
Europe.
only times I've traveled outside was for work, and I went to Bucharest, Romania once, and Caracas, Venezuela once, which was nice. I mean, we were debriefing a source or a potential source of information on the beach, which was beautiful, until I made the mistake the last day I was there to order a Coke, and the ice got me. Coke, and the ice got me, and I was basically lived in the toilet on the flight home.
You got the dodgy water from the ice. Yeah. So I spent quite a bit of time in Brazil. And well, the reason I said that, because if you say Coke in some of those countries, they think you mean cocaine. You got to say Coca-Cola. But I've got away with drinking the water in Rio, and everyone that's found out about it said you're nuts. But my Brazilian friend just started drinking it. He was from the south though, and I got away with it. But I have been in places, where you've had some ice cubes, and then that's it. You're on the toilet for 3 days.
It was bad.
Same thing.
Romania was nice.
Oh, God, Romania. You beat Romania.
Romania was nice.
Yeah,
a beautiful country, if you don't mind the gypsy kids following you around, begging.
Yeah, no ideal.
All day,
every
day, or the buildings that are all cement with the algae and they're black, and you're like, man, if I just get a power sprayer over here, stick it on the back of a pickup truck, I can make a fortune cleaning these buildings.
Yeah, I can make a shit ton of cash just by jet washing fucking buildings down. Yeah,
there's so much of Europe I've never been to. It's insane. Like just right before the pandemic, I went to Germany and Belgium, which I had never been to. Loved them both, and Amsterdam on the way as well. So it's a bit, but everything's so close here. Honestly, I took a train from Amsterdam to Brussels. That was 3 hours or something like that, and then an hour flight to Berlin after that. So it was just like zipping around, and then I came back the same way just for 12 days. But I'll try and do something like that again now everything's cleared up.
Yeah, I think Sicily is the one place I want to go to.
Yeah,
my sister and I are in the middle of getting our Italian citizenship. Hopefully, within a year, we'll get it. And my grandparents were from Sicily, so we're looking at traveling. And if Trump wins in 2024, then I know where I'm going to live.
Sicily, yeah, I can know. That's fucking incredible. Just so you can get Italian citizenship and then move to fucking Sicily, and then
it's through my grandmother's mother's line. They have some sort of rule about when they immigrated and whether they gave up their Italian citizenship or not. But we seem to be good, so we're going to apply, and we've got all the proper paperwork, and hopefully.
That's fucking cool. Yeah. So I'm assuming with your surname as well, Harris, you've obviously got and your love for certain whiskies, Irish descent as well.
I wish. My phone's off. I recently did 23andMe, and I'm like 49% Italian, and then it's like 48 point something percent that French German boundary.
Oh shit!
With a very small amount of Ireland.
Okay, so it's very unlikely you get like Irish citizenship then, but your Italian side is pretty fucking strong. Yeah,
we're good there. My wife and I talked about retiring to Ireland. I just love the land, and just obviously it looks different in the movies, but we've thought about it. But they have a thing in place where if you're going to retire there, not be a citizen, you need to earn X amount of dollars a year, and my pension will get us there. They won't count savings, but obviously my wife will not continue to work from home if we move there, so we wouldn't meet their stupid requirements.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough when you're moving around. I want to live somewhere else at some point. I'm going to spend some time in other countries in the next couple of years, but I would like to go somewhere for a year or so, just to just to get completely immersed somewhere else. Yeah, I just love being in other places. I don't know why. I got the bug about 8 years ago. I've always loved traveling, but about 8 years ago, I went to Brazil, and that sort of, I was in a bad way at the time mentally, and I think it just sort of fixed me. I was like, oh, I want to travel.
Yeah.
So I do that now. I can go and sit in a cafe in the middle of a city somewhere or a bar, and that I'm happy. I'll go and do some tourist stuff and go and look around, but I also like to people watch and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Try food. I love trying food in new places.
Yeah.
Somewhere like Sicily as well. Wow, can't even imagine. I've been to Sardinia, so another island off of Italy, but all those places they don't even see themselves as Italian. They're their own thing. Sicily, especially Sardinia, they go, this is Sardinia. This isn't Italy. So they're very much slightly different cultures, but still there. But mainland Italy, I want to go to just to food. Food is what I want.
I'm hoping my sister decides to buy a villa, and then I've already told her that I would be more than happy to manage it for her, and just because I know she'll never leave the States, so she may visit a couple times a year, but I'll be more than happy to do the upkeep and.
Oh fuck yeah! Imagine that, fuck yeah! Honestly, sis, I'll stay there. I'll do all the upkeep. I'll pay for the upkeep if I have to, but I'll stay there. That'd be fucking great.
Yeah,
that's the way. Nice villa somewhere. I've never been to Italy. Gotta go to Italy. I've been to France a few times because my grandmother lives there, but Italy, have to go. Needs to go.
Yeah.
I need the culture, man. My in-laws, they travel between they have weekends in France, weekends in Italy, and they say Italy's more preferable to them than France. It's cleaner, the food, the culture's better as well. They just prefer everything about Italy. They said is just like France is great, they said, but it's lacking what Italy actually has to offer. And they always go like just outside of the tourist traps as well, just outside. So the food's cheaper, the wine's cheaper, but it's better food, better wine, better company. They fucking absolutely adore it.
Yeah, one of my friends, I went to the wedding last year, and he married an Italian girl, and she's fantastic. She's cooked homemade lasagna for me, and I assume many more when I go over there. They're over in London now, but yeah, I can't believe I've never been to the mainland. It's insane. It's like 3-hour flight for us, 3.5 maybe. And yeah, I want to see the main cities as well. I always want to do that, but I always want to go outside. I always want to go and see what the locals are doing and find these little places. Just keep my head down, keep my mouth shut, and just eat a nice big bowl of real pasta that isn't touristy shit. Proper pizza.
Totally agree.
Overly expensive, yeah. Where were they last? Fuck, was it? About 3 years ago. My in-laws, they went to Cannes. They like going to Cannes as well. And they were in Cannes, and they were at a bar. It was like daytime, and they sat outside, having a bit of food and fucking having a drink. And then my mother-in-law, she said, she was like, "What the fuck is that?" And my father-in-law went, "Yeah, I saw him too." And she went, "That's fucking you." Went, "Yeah, Pete Townsend from The Who. Pete Townsend from The Who just walked past with his missus." And then they went to the bar then to get a drink. And my father-in-law just said, I went, "How's it going, Pete? Right?" He went, "Yeah, not too bad." The little chin bag, and he left. And next morning, same restaurant as well. Pete Townsend comes over, and he said he just walked over. He acknowledged. He went, "Oh, hi, how's it going, right?" To my father-in-law, he went, "Hi, Pete, how's it going, right?"
How's the book coming, man?
How's the book?
How's that research?
How's the research coming on, motherfucker? Because that's exactly what I would have said. Yeah,
listen, but then I would have said, "Listen, my generation alone gets you off, right? My generation, you get with excellent songs, you get certain passes. If you've written 20 of them, hey, go kill a chicken in the street."
Yeah, go and drink that. Go and eat that fucking adrenochrome. Go for it.
Cook a baby on the barbecue. That's amazing. I love that.
He was cool, but he literally just said he was cool as fuck, and they just I am so and so, and
a lot of those guys are. A lot of those guys,
they just
cool
had a chat, and I think it's because they weren't like over him, like fuck, oh yeah, Pete Townsend. It was just like,
especially now, like people go up to people with their phones already out when they're eating dinner, and I think that pisses people off. It's like picture, and they're trying to eat there with the kids and stuff. Just be normal. Maybe say hello. And then they'll respect that a lot more. That's the best way to.
That's the conversation he had with my father and my mother-in-law. Also, he was just like, "Oh, is this where you like holiday often?" And he was like, "Oh, I come down now and again with family or whatever." And he was just like, "Oh, where do you stay?" He said, "Not being a stalker, but where do you stay? Can you recommend somewhere for next time?" Like as we said, he said,
Stalking.
"Well,
What
was that a
room you
chick
in?
life? Yeah, which room are you in, motherfucker?" And he said, "Oh, we come here a couple of times a year." He said, "Can you recommend a decent hotel that's not overly priced or whatever?" Just little conversation and little chin wag between them, and they were fucking cool. And he said that was it. It was no photos, no exchanging, nothing at all. Just fucking a little conversation and
just a memory and a story, right?
Yeah, just but just to have that acknowledgement the next morning, like, "Oh, hi guys, all right." I was like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah, no,
Off you
that
go.
is a pretty
Fuck
good
you,
story.
Pete. I got a hangover, you piece of shit.
I wouldn't mind bumping into just a random rock star one day in a bar. That would be a nice thing to do. I always thought I'd bump into Lemmy, but he died.
He did, yeah. Killed by death. Yeah, that was
I
his
think he
problem.
just sat in the Rainbow Bar in LA every day playing the fruit machine, and he lived in it. His apartment was like $600 a month because he got it, in the '60s or something, or the '70s, and just kept the same. It's not like being a new tenant. He just stayed there forever, filled it with Nazi memorabilia, and just lived in this little apartment. And then went to the Rainbow Bar and Grill every day and played the fruit machine. That's what I hear he did.
Yeah,
That's what he wanted from his life. A little bit of speed every now and then.
yeah. My father's stepdaughter, she's good friends with the daughter of Ian Gillan from Deep Purple.
Yeah.
And she's been to his house for parties. Yeah. But again, she doesn't brag about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with her. I know her. I've been to the house a couple of times, and he said once or twice I've seen him. He's cool. He's fine." Just a nice
most
little
of those guys are cool as shit. I think my dad worked in one of Deep Purple's houses years and years ago, building stuff. Also, my uncle had a load of Clockwork Orange stuff in his garden for years because he worked on Kubrick's house.
Really?
Yeah. So he actually gave. I think it might have been after he died or something, but he got given some of the props from Clockwork Orange, some of the stuff in the milk bar, I think. So I remember being a kid and going around and saying, "What's that?" I hadn't even seen the movie. He goes, "Oh, they're just from Clockwork Orange." Didn't know what it was. And when I eventually saw it, I was like, "That's what they were." From the milk bar.
The milk bar, yeah.
I need to rewatch that movie soon. Clockwork Orange. It's on the list. Oh
it
my
needs
god,
to be a rewatch, man. Yeah,
it's one of those classics that you've got to do every few years for me.
Yeah, it's completely fucked up, isn't it? It's like it's pretty much like
where
London is going now. Yeah, rape scene. And like
and he's laughing while he's doing it with a big plastic cock as well, like the stone
with a big plastic dick. Yeah. It's fucking insane. But is where they end up in the house, where he ends up in the house after he's been incarcerated, like, you know what I mean, like a couple of years later. And he's pissing down the rain, and he ends up at the same house, and then the guy's there, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, come on in. I remember you." It's fucking what a fucking
phenomenal.
menace.
Christina, again, always arriving late, always arriving just before we finish. But you can catch up. Go and watch it and catch up. We'll be on with Brett Brock in like an hour, or just watching him draw anyway while I do other shit.
Yeah,
We'll have to wrap up soon because I need to eat the shit out of some food.
I gotta eat. I gotta work on my set for tomorrow as well. I gotta.
Oh, that's right, man. That's right. We got to do that. Yeah, we should wrap it up in a minute then. Ken, have you got anything else you want to point people to? I guess.
Plug.
Nah, I don't plug shit. They find me. If they don't, they don't.
Buy the book. Everything's in the description. There's a couple of links in there for Amazon
nobody.
as well.
I'm going to be nobody. So it is what it is.
So get the books from the description. Go and have a look online. Ken Harris is your username isn't Ken Harris, is it? It's like 08025 Rites or something.
Yes. Hopefully I'm going to change it soon, but I got to just wait for a few more days and then I'll change it. I'll try to change it to trying to realign all my social media to the same username.
It's hard. I couldn't get without the underscore because I had Britain's best psychic, which now he's lost the website, so we'll see what happens, and a folk singer as well. So it's like but I'm hoping they'll both die soon. I can get stuff. We'll have to research what's going to happen. But I'll probably have a website soon as well. But yeah, Pine Barrens Stratagem. Go buy it, everyone. I'm sure everyone who's watching now has got it. But if you're watching this late and you haven't, go get it. I've got it right here, I've got it on Audible because I'm, quite frankly, it's easy when I'm just wandering around to get read something rather than use my eyes.
Is it Audibles?
I promise I've got it. It's on there. I don't know if it's going to focus.
No, I appreciate you guys' time. It's I'm very happy to be here.
No worries. So I know we were thinking about having you on before, and it's just sorry it's taken so long, but we've had a hectic couple of weeks. I'm trying to move and all that shit, so we've got a lot going on. We'll probably wrap it up there then and just boot you out now. But thanks for coming on, Ken, and we'll share this around and
we'll speak
good luck
soon.
with the writing. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Take care.
There we go, Jamie. Perfect. I need to pee like beyond belief. I don't know why I didn't go
pee and eat for Beyonce
during the break. I now need to kill some pasta because I don't know. I just forgot to eat a lot today. I've been doing that recently. I've been forgetting to eat and then going. It's 8 p.m. It's time for food.
Yeah, baby.
But listen, it's Wednesday. Please give us a subscribe and all that stuff. Give us a like and a share and all that stuff. It helps. Get involved in the chat. Christina is fashionably late. Yes, she is. Let's catch up with some of this. Yeah, it's difficult to keep up. We all know that stuff. Have a great day. Have a great day, Christina, Kelly, Zoop. Me and Zoop are cool. We've talked about it. Kevin, I have to sing that song. We'll see you on Twitter. We'll see you on Brock Stream, I'm sure, because we're all a bunch of fucking weirdos. And that subscribe, like. Oh, on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. UK, me and Jamie will be in person for 2 live streams Friday night. So get used to that. Apart from that, we will. I guess we'll see you later, everyone. Bye, Jamie. Any last words?
Just stay on drugs, stay on booze. Your body will tell you when to stop, but until then, just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Peace. Hello. Bye.